Hello friends, I am Ram Lakshmanan. I am the architect of GCeasy. Fellow engineers tells me that in the GCeasy report there are a lot of metrics, graphs and visualizations. And they ask me, can you crystallize and tell me some of the key things to look in this report? So that's why I am making this video clip. Okay, you uploaded your GC log file to the GCeasy tool. And the GCeasy tool has generated this beautiful report. See, GCeasy has a lot of inbuilt intelligence into it. It applies those intelligence on your GC log file and it tries to discover any potential problems are there with respect to GC activity or with respect to memory. If it did not discover any problems, then it's going to put the smiley face. But on the other hand, if it has detected any problem, then it will highlight what problem is there, and it will also give you the high-level recommended solutions to fix those problems. See, now in this case, this has put a smiley face, so there are no major problem with this respect to this GC log file. When it comes to GC tuning, or when you want to do the right memory size settings, this is the most important section you want to be focusing on in the report, the key performance indicators. The first and the foremost KPI is the latency. See, what is the latency? When a garbage collection event runs, it pauses your JVM. So when you say when it pauses the JVM, that means if any customer transaction which is in motion, it's going to be paused. So a customer who has sent a request to your application will experience a freeze in his screen. So we want to make sure this pause time is as minimal as possible. So apparently for this application, the average pause time is 530 milliseconds. You also want to look into the maximum pause time. So the maximum pause time for this application is 4 seconds and 290 milliseconds. See, a lot of time people ask me, what is the acceptable pause time? See, what is acceptable pause time? It depends from the application to application. Say suppose you are building and trading applications where your response time is in few milliseconds. In that case, even a few millisecond pause time is not acceptable. But let's say you are building a batch application, it runs at the night, there is no high demand. For that, few seconds of pause time is acceptable. But if some developer still press me, can you give me a number? What is acceptable pause time? In that case, I say it's a 2 seconds. Anything less than 2 seconds is acceptable. That's my opinion. Okay. And the next and the most important KPI is the throughput. See, what is the throughput? Throughput is basically the amount of time your JVM spends in processing your customer transaction versus amount of time it spends in the garbage collection activity. Let me repeat. It is basically the amount of time your JVM spends in processing the customer transaction versus amount of time it spends in doing the garbage collection activity. See, in this case, the throughput of this particular application is 98.788%. So it means what it says is this application is spending 98.788% in doing the customer activity, in processing the customer transactions. The remaining 1.212% is what's spent in the garbage collection. So this is an acceptable throughput percentage. I try to give this analogy to a lot of developers to better understand this throughput. See, we all get paid for the hours we work in office. Say I go to my work at 9 a.m. and I leave my work at 5 p.m. So for those 8-hour period, I get paid. But my employer does not pay for me to commute from my home to office. Say in the morning I'm spending 1 hour in the traffic to go to office, and in the evening I'm spending another 1 hour to go from my office to home. So for those 2-hour window, we are not getting paid, but still we need to do it so that we get paid for that 8-hour period. So in that case, let's take, so I'm spending in my 10-hour day, 2 hours I'm spending in my commute, and 8 hours I'm getting paid. So in that case, the throughput in this case is 80%. So as an application engineer, when you're trying to tune, you should always you should target for a better throughput. Okay. And one more important information that I want to share with you is there is going to be a lot of this kind of question marks. If you move the cursor over the question marks, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you the helpful details about what the section means. Like you can move your cursor, so it's going to tell you what that section means is. Okay, now let me come down. So this is the next most important section in the report. It shows you your heap usage, how your heap is responding after garbage collection. So in this case, after the full GC, the memory is dropping, and then these are all young GCs are happening. And in fact, the graphs are all zoomable, so you can click and zoom like this. So you can go and see the more details. So you can, okay. And then the next important section is this pause duration. See, there is two graphs given. One is the GC duration and other is the pause duration. See, in one single GC event, there are multiple phases. Some phases can run concurrently with your application threads, and some phases only pause your application. So we are reporting, say, let's take an example of this event. See, this event, this full GC event, it took like a 16 seconds for it to run. So this is the overall GC duration. But in this 16 seconds, only like a 4.5 seconds is what has been paused. So when we are doing the calculation or computation, we always want to take only the pause GC duration. Okay. These are the next few important sections. Now, let me show you, say this is a GC log of an application which is suffering from problem. So when a user uploaded a new GC log file and another GC log file, the report is showing up like this. See, the report has the GCeasy inbuilt intelligence has automatically detected, okay, I have discovered a memory leak. And then if you click on this, it's going to show you the recommended solutions of what you can do, how to fix this memory leak. It's going to give you those details. And then it has also discovered several more other problems. Like this application is having long pauses, like the 29 events took more than 10 seconds. And there is another problem it has uncovered, system time greater than user time. So you can click here and then see what does the problem mean, what are the solutions to fix it. Okay. And then one more important thing that maybe I would like to highlight is this GC analysis is available for you as an REST API. So you can just go to this blog, like garbage collection log analysis API, and you can just invoke a simple curl command like this, like a curl command giving a location of your GC log file. Then immediately you are going to get back an REST API response for you, like showing. So whatever the information you saw there in a visual format is going to be coming back to you in this JSON format. And it also has an element called as a graph URL. So when you click on this link, it's going to take you back to that visual report. And it also has an element called problem. It has this element called is problem. So if you detect any problem, it's going to print it as true. So you can use this API as part of your CI/CD pipeline, or you can use it as a proactive monitoring in production. So there are multiple ways where this API can be of help to you. So thanks for listening to me. Thanks for using GCeasy tool. Thank you very much.